I'm in the Dublin North County. I just sent an application form in and I was accepted into the club. There's 19 members in our club, and I have to say they've been very good to me since I started, and I would just like to say thanks to them all for all the support and help they've given me since I started there. And every year there's a show, and it's over in the Kennel Club on the Swords Road. It used to be in the Mansion House, but now they moved out there, and people from all over Ireland and some parts of England and all come over and put their pigeons in for show. There's judges there, and they will judge your pigeons and that. So it's a great day. They make an awful lot of money for charity, which is not very well highlighted at all. They do a lot for charity. Most of the money they collect at the door would go to charity. And I just needed another challenge. So I said to Noel, will you build me a pigeon loft? So he thought I was just talking about fancy birds. I said, no, it's for racing birds. So that's how I started off. You need a loft. A small loft will do you at the beginning, because I only started off with young birds when I started racing. So Noel built me my first loft. He bought my first pigeons, 6 pigeons, and a lot of fanciers gave me pigeons, which I did very well with them. I won with a lot of them. Well, I would go out and I'd open all the pigeon lofts up, and if Noel, my husband, if he's going train with the birds, I would get them into the baskets ready for him. And while he's gone, I would clean the lofts out, because it's easier to clean them out when there's no birds in. And then I would get the food ready for them when they come back. I would clean out my stock loft and my widowhood loft. The widowhood loft is pigeons that you raise, they're old birds and yearlings from the year before. So they're raised from April until June. The young bird starts then in July. You only need is good clean food for your pigeons. You need a breeding mix for the breeding section, a widowhood mix, and a young bird mix. Grit and minerals you give them every day. I give them to them every day. I always give it to them after the feed, because it seems that the pigeons will go for the grit and that before you give them the food, so I always give it to them after feeding them. It's a 365-day pigeons. You have to be out there every day of the week. You can't just say, I'll go out today and tomorrow I won't bother. You can't do that. You have to be out there every day with them. And you can't just go out and throw a thing of food into the loft and that'll do. No, that's not the way it works. You have to be with them. You have to stay out in the loft with them, and you have to feed them very well. Over my last 3 years, I've won a lot with the pigeons, but it isn't not all about winning. It's great to win pigeons racing, but it's great to get your pigeons home on a Saturday, especially when you're out there waiting for them to come home. It's brilliant. It's brilliant to see your pigeons coming home from the races. Mainly hawks will attack pigeons. And people say that they kill them and eat them, but they don't. They eat the pigeons when they're alive. Because we had it outside in the garden one day. A hawk came out of the sky down and got the pigeon, and he'd eaten the pigeon, and the pigeon was still alive. It was horrible. Well, I have a couple out there I put names on, because as you know, you can lose a lot of pigeons and you get pigeons injured. So a hawk got one of my pigeons and I had to stitch him up. We put 23 stitches in him. So I called him Lucky, because he was lucky. And I have another pigeon there that Noel didn't think it was a nice bird, that I had brought in myself, and I just called him Unwanted, but they have bred some good pigeons for me this year. I've won with some of them that I've bred off them. So that's just Lucky and Unwanted. So I think it can be expensive, the sport, because when you join your club, you have your fees, you have to buy your clock, then you have to buy your food, and then if you want to buy pigeons in, you can buy expensive pigeons, and you can buy a pigeon. You could buy a pigeon for €1,000. You could buy a pigeon for €25, and the one for 25 could do better for you than the one you bought for 1,000. Not saying I will be paying 1,000 for a pigeon, but that's the way it is. It's just the look, you know. Well, the Talbany race, we only have a Talbany race, which is 125 miles. And for my last 3 years, my first year I won Talbany. I was third open, and I topped the station in Northside. And the same day there was another race. There was 2 races in the one day. It was a Pillmore Beach race down land, and I won that. That was my first year and it was fantastic. But every Tailpenny race I seem to be winning. I won last year and I won this year as well. I won the Tailpenny races. I just like the water races. You know, it's great to wait for them out in the garden and to come home, you know. It's great here on a Saturday. We would be racing in the same races, but we're in the different clubs. And we just count my loss being at the front of the garden, the nose is at the back. He would see the pigeons coming first and he'd say, "Pigeon coming," and I'd say, "I wonder, is it mine?" But it's great on a Saturday, you know. It's a great laugh. Yeah. Ah, that's a joke now.